for having me here. I, along with my PhD supervisor, we conducted a research study on AI-driven simplification of texts. And the focus is on the application of ChatGPT to Mark Twain's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. So we assess AI simplifications of this novel. We chose this novel, this particular novel, because it is widely studied. So it is studied in the US, definitely, but we studied it in Romania as well, in Italy. So it's widely used in classrooms and within universities too. Okay, this is the structure of my presentation. First of all, I'm talking about readability scores. Then I will introduce the simplification part and the large language models with a specific focus on ChatGPT, and of course the methodology of the presentation. Okay, readability refers to the qualities that make written text understandable to the readers. And there are many metrics, readability metrics, like Flash, Kincaid, or Kolmogorov, that investigate and measure sentence and word lengths. And it's important to note that these scales have established the age suitability of text rather than its coherence. So this is important to note from the beginning. Flash Kincaid grade level, you're familiar with this one, I think. It was created in 1975, and it calculates text difficulty using sentence length and syllables per word. It is used mainly in the educational field, and it helps both not readers, but writers and educators to adapt their text to the target audience that they have. Then I'm using Kolmogorov index, which differs from the previous one in the sense that it uses characters instead of syllables. So it can be easily integrated into automatic platforms, and it can be used across many other languages, not only to the English language. So, and the last one is Cometrics, which is newer, and it was developed by the University of Memphis. It analyzes text on a cognitive level. So it measures lexical diversity, it measures narrative coherence. So the ability of readers to imagine what they are reading, and syntactic complexity, of course, just like the other ones. So it goes beyond the superficial level of text analysis. You need an account, you introduce your text, and it gives you the scores. I'm referring to Cometrics. It's really interesting. Now the question is, why is readability important for education? And it's pretty clear that readability is essential for educators because they need to adapt their materials, their texts, and of course, readability, text simplification, which is connected to readability, makes text accessible. So simplification either lexical simplification or syntactic simplification preserves the meaning while reducing complexity. And there are many ways of simplifying text, like disembedding clauses, turning passive voice into active voice, and of course, providing the readers with easier synonyms. Okay, of course, simplification helps various groups of individuals, and I'm referring to school children, I'm referring to low literacy communities, and individuals with certain cognitive impairments. It also, from an educational perspective, it makes classic literature more accessible, more appealing to the readers. It also supports ESL learners and those with special needs, and enhances engagement and understanding, because text simplification can be done via images, via videos, and you will see an example. Just I need to cover some more things, and you will see simplification using images. Now, the relevance of large language models for this study is the following. Throughout the years, large language models have evolved significantly, and they shift the methodology and the process of simplification from rule-based systems to artificial intelligence models. And some examples are ChatGPT, Perplexity, and BERT. But my focus is on ChatGPT version 4. And these advanced models are capable of generating human-like languages, making interactions with technology and making these simplifications more natural. So ChatGPT simplifies text by replacing difficult words with simpler synonyms, and it works on both lexical and syntactic levels, and enhances coherence and clarity. Now, it has this throughout the years, not throughout the years, but since its creation, it evolved significantly when talking about simplification, and you will see some examples. ChatGPT is used in education, in different fields, within law school, or languages field, and the benefits are in healthcare, cultural events, and even customer service. So it really helps people, and it approaches both general audiences and very specialized audiences. So I'm not talking only about academics using ChatGPT, but also people from other fields and domains. It's quite accessible. What is missing? So there are many studies that highlight large language models simplifying text, ChatGPT simplifying text, but there is a lack of research done on classic literature simplification. And my focus is, our focus is on the adventures of Tom Sawyer. So the aim of our research is to investigate ChatGPT simplification effectiveness on school literature. There are 4 stages, so the steps of our research is divided into 4 parts. First of all, we selected the excerpts from the novel. Then we analyze using readability formulas. So we took the original fragments, we assessed their readability, then we simplified them using ChatGPT, and after that we evaluated the readability and simplification impact. As I said, readability formulas are very important when establishing the qualities of a text being understandable. And we used Flash-Kincaid grade level, Coleman-Liao index, and cometrics. We evaluated text complexity before and after simplification, and it was very important to establish a baseline readability in order to have a proper comparison. For this presentation, I've prepared two examples of simplification. It's important to know that I use ChatGPT-4, which is the latest version of ChatGPT. And the focus of my simplification, of our simplification, is on lexical and syntactic levels. Okay. I simplified text, so I asked the algorithms revolved around two modalities of simplifying text: through dialogue, through introducing dialogue, and imagery. The examples of analysis concern original versus simplified fragments, and then we have a comparison of readability scores. And the impact on understanding and engagement, which is assessed through a questionnaire. We've created a questionnaire that was addressed to 21 students. Okay, this is an example. The original fragment: Tom gave up the brush with reluctance, and his face but alacrity in his heart. Okay, this is the original fragment from the novel. As you can see, the vocabulary is advanced. We have many complex structures, and it's quite challenging and difficult for a reader, for a young reader to understand. But it can be, of course, we have to note that it can be accessible for a 12th grader, for instance. But for a 3rd grader, it is not. And in Romania, we studied this novel in primary school. So, of course, we use simplified versions, but I'm just saying that even some already simplified versions are difficult, especially nowadays when kids, or at least in Romania, they don't read a lot. And I think this is a widely spread problem. The simplified fragment is the following one, and it was provided by ChatGPT. Tom gave the brush to Ben slowly, but he was happy inside. It's the same meaning, as you can see, but the words are simpler and the sentences are shorter. You cannot see the whole fragment, the whole simplified fragment, but the sentences are short. Definitely, it retains the original meaning, but the focus is on enhancing clarity of ideas. The original text, these are the grades that we calculated: Flash-Kincaid 7.02, Coleman-Liao 6.38, and as far as the simplified version is concerned, Flash-Kincaid 3.81, Coleman-Liao 4.7. And cometrics, as far as cometrics is concerned, we can definitely conclude that the simplified version have a higher narrativity and syntactic simplicity, which makes it easier for readers to tackle the text. This is the second example. A few minutes later, Tom was in the shoal water of the bar, wading toward the Illinois shore. We have a complex description, and the vocabulary is again advanced. And it highlights this structure, this very structured fragment from the novel, highlights Tom's struggles with the current, with water. And I think this dynamic scene can be simplified using images. I was thinking about that. So I asked ChatGPT, yes, to simplify this text, to simplify the fragment, both using words, using sentences and images. And this is the first simplified version using sentences. A few minutes later, Tom was in the low water, walking to the Illinois shore. The readability is improved for a younger audience, and it maintains the key events and the narrative flow. Okay, and I used DALL-E to generate visual aids for this specific theme. And this collage of images illustrates both the struggle and the victory of Tom. So it's easier for children to visualize what they read when they have a visual aid besides the text. So it's complementary. Okay, these are the scores, and as you can see, the complexity of text is lowered, and visual aids enhance comprehension. The questionnaire design, I wanted to test this simplification, and we created a Google Forms questionnaire, and we addressed it to 21 primary and middle school students. And this questionnaire was divided into two sections: lexical syntactic and dialogue imagery simplification. So we assessed both parts. As far as the first fragment is concerned, 40.9% found words very easy to understand. And as far as the second fragment is concerned, 90.5 found them helpful, found visual aids, the collage itself very helpful to use besides reading the text. So now, towards the end of my presentation, I want to address some discussion points. There is clear evidence that AI-driven simplifications enhance readability and helps children, especially in primary school, to understand classic literature. And I got that from the positive feedback from students too. But there are some trade-offs when talking about text simplification, because the narrative depth and the literary tools, the original literary tools, are reduced. So, of course, there are benefits, but there are trade-offs when there are benefits. So, it's important to note that this kind of research can be applied to any other novel. So it's just one small part of a broader spectrum. Thank you, and please visit, if you want, please visit our webpage to find more details about our projects. Okay, and these are the...
Okay.